The Nintendo 3DS. Ever heard of it? Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Ty here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about 3DS imports, not the console itself, rather games for the system, specifically Japanese imports. And I got a couple here today because recently I picked up a Japanese 3DS, and well, I could mod it to play North American games or probably even make it region unlocked. I don't really know if I want to do that. I don't really know if I want to take this one apart. It's kind of just neat, especially for how little I paid for it. But yeah, I've been doing a little digging, and I definitely there's been 3 games specifically that have caught my attention, and kind of just rummaging through everything. I think this is some of the most notable things. Before I get into like the whole little list I compiled, I do want to say that if you want to get into 3DS collecting, or if you just want to collect games in general, honestly, Japanese imports aren't a bad option. Obviously, not everyone is going to have English as an option. Some people, that's not a problem, but they're always cheaper, almost always cheaper. One game on here is clocking very high, though. Not as much as the Yokai Watch Blasters, but pretty close, I would say, pretty close. So let's dive into these 3 games I found and see what they're all about. So yeah, up at number 1, I mean, there's not really... The first thing I got here today is actually Dragon Quest XI on the 3DS. Now, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm the most knowledgeable person on the Dragon Quest series. No, but to my understanding, from what I've been looking at, this game is like the 2D mode, I believe, that you can access in Dragon Quest XI-S, that on the map. I saw on the bottom screen people, or it looked like you were doing a 2D Dragon Quest game. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Don't. But I do think it's interesting that here in the West we did end up getting still some 2D Dragon Quest XI action eventually on the definitive edition, I guess, of Dragon Quest XI-S. I don't know. I don't really get the name of this game or how to describe it per se, but yeah, Japan got Dragon Quest XI on the 3DS alongside that on the PlayStation 4. Something I think that's worth noting is, this game is pretty cheap also. The Dragon Quest games in North America, at least, pretty expensive. 8 is going to probably run you about $150, I want to say. Anywhere between 150 180, probably on the high end. It kind of ranges. Whatever someone lists it for is what it sells for. And 7 is probably like a $70 to $80 game. I did find there is like a special edition Japan got where like it's in the sword box, or it's like a box with a sword on it. It has Hero's sword, and it has these like 2 fake book things in it that hold Dragon Quest XI on the 3DS and Dragon Quest XI on the PS4. I think that's kind of interesting, and it's pretty cheap to get still for a 3DS thing. It's $84, I want to say. 84 to 100 is like what I see it kind of go for. There's not a ton out there, but it's really not an insane amount for some of these 3DS things that people collect, and myself included. You're getting 2 games out of it. Obviously, most people probably can't really use a Japanese copy of Dragon Quest on their PS4, but it's there. It's a thing that you'd have. But I just think it's kind of a neat little novelty. I don't really know, is this a 3DS special edition, a PlayStation special edition, a both? It's kind of funny seeing Nintendo and Sony packed into one box, in my opinion. Something that probably never see, and I can't believe I just found out about it recently. I stumbled upon it on eBay, actually. I didn't pick one up myself. I probably won't, but I am tempted. There's other things I want to get first. So yeah, that's Dragon Quest XI on 3DS. Very interesting, very odd. And if you want to just get it alone, I've seen this go for like 20 to 40. I don't know, the listings are pretty wide. I'm sure you can get this pretty cheap. So yeah, second off here, I got Yokai Watch. Yeah, no, not the first Yokai Watch, or the second, or the third, or even Blasters 1. Actually, it's Blasters 2, or for there, it's called Yokai Watch Busters 2. We did not get Yokai Watch Busters 2, and from what I read online, that might have been for the better. Apparently, this is the worst one in the series. I was reading that it was panned for being buggy and glitchy. I can't attest to that, never played it. I would like to get it just to kind of have like a complete 3DS Yokai Watch collection in a way. There seems to be 2 Yokai Watch Busters. I'm not sure if they're like how we had 2 different versions here, or I know Japan, the Yokai Watch games kind of got split up into different, there's like a couple Yokai Watch 3s, I believe, and a couple, like a good amount more of Yokai Watch 2. Again, I'm not 100% sure how that all works there, but there are 2 of them. One's got Jibanyan, one's got Komo-san, I believe, on the front of it. But yeah, apparently it's one of the worst ones, but this is still pretty cheap right now. I could definitely see this going up just here in North America due to sheer interest. I want to say each one is probably about 40 to 50 a piece, which for Yokai Watch games, sadly, is on the low end right now. Yokai Watch games are on the rise. Yokai Watch 2 is getting harder to find. This kind of side note. Yokai Watch 2, Bony Spirits, Fleshy Souls are even getting kind of harder to find. Obviously, you can still find them, but there was a period of time where like you could just scroll through listings of them, and not so much anymore, to my surprise. But yeah, Yokai Watch Busters 2, something that I recommend picking up if you're dedicated to, I guess, getting as much of the series as you can. It's funny, I believe the one with Jibanyan on it almost looks like it's mocking or parodying Indiana Jones, so that's just something kind of cute I noticed. And a third pick here is a very weird one I found out about on accident. I was looking to get the Sega Classic 3D Classics collection, or 3D Sega, I don't know what's titled, but the Sega collection on the 3DS as, like, I have the list here, I should go off of that. So this is a very interesting thing. So yeah, the one we got here has Alter Beast, Fantasy Zone 2, Fantasy Zone 2, or Galaxy Force 2, Maze Hunter 3D, Power Drift, Puyo Puyo 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Thunderblade. So a pretty good, well-rounded selection. We got some stuff on the Master System, the Genesis, and just arcade games. But Japan actually got 2 more than us. They actually got one before the one we got, which I don't know how to say the name that they titled this series. I can't pronounce that. But Echo the Dolphin, Fantasy Zone, Opa Opa Brothers, Outrun 3D, Shinobi 3, Space Harrier 3D, and Streets of Rage in their first one. So we got what their second one is. And then they also get a third one with Chad, Afterburner 2, Alien Syndrome, Champion Boxing, Columns, Girls Garden, Gunstar Hero, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Streets of Rage 2, Super Hang-On, Thunder Force 2, Turbo Outrun. Now this game, this is the expensive one. This is like $300, $200 to $300. I don't know, it's pretty crazy. But I just think it's pretty nuts that they got something like that much. I mean, typically I look at a lot of Japanese imports, typically they are pretty cheap. I mean, obviously that thing was like, the Dragon Quest thing was like $100, which isn't cheap, but this, yeah, if you go on eBay, I'm looking at it right now and double checking it, it's like $300 to $400 to even $600. This is it's crazy. I don't know what it is about this, what makes it so rare. Maybe it just had a small printing, maybe people know, like, here are obsessed with it and that's why it's so high here. I don't know what the actual price in Japan would be. I'm sure if I went on to like Yahoo auctions there or something, maybe I could find it cheaper and get it through a third-party seller. I don't know the whole case scenario here, but it's kind of neat. It comes in like a bigger box. I would assume that it has like 3 different cases in it. Guess I could take a look. I am on a page right now for it. Yeah, it comes with 3 different cases for it, which is pretty interesting that, I don't know, we didn't get the other ones. Maybe they thought, maybe people high up in the headquarters thought we wouldn't have interest in those other games. But nonetheless, those are 3 Japanese 3DS imports I thought were pretty interesting and I may consider picking up. And maybe you should consider picking up too. But until next time, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much. And until next time, subscribe so we can get into Fortnite.